The Browns entered the 2020 NFL Draft with a first-time GM in Andrew Berry and a first-time head coach in Kevin Stefanski, and had an amazing draft, coming away with a great haul. They had perhaps one of the better drafts in the league, and today we're going over every single pick from it, from round 1 to round 7, even though the Browns did not have a pick in round 7. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more NFL and football content. Comment any team that you would like me to make a video on. We're probably going to do the Broncos and draft analysis next. And let's go ahead and start off. Round 1, 10th overall, the Cleveland Browns selected Jedrick Wills Jr., a tackle out of the University of Alabama. This was an outstanding pick. I cannot say enough about this dude. He was my number 1 tackle on the board, was the number 1 tackle on the board for Joe Thomas, and just displays everything you'd want in a guy that's going to be protecting Baker Mayfield's blind spot. At Alabama, he protected Tua's blind spot at right tackle and will be moving over to left tackle, which will be a transition, but still, I really like this pick. In 929 snaps, he only allowed 1 sack in pass protection. Awesome. Amazing. He was first team all SEC and just has great size. He's very quick laterally and can generate a lot of power. The only down part about him, outside of having to make the transition over to left tackle, is scouts see him struggling against the bull rush, which I really didn't see. I watched a lot of SEC football. I had watched him more than any other lineman in the class, and I feel like this deserves an A+. I'm not an expert whatsoever, especially with linemen, but I really like this pick, and he was my number 1 tackle on the board, the best pick the Browns could have made. Now, round 2, 44th overall, the Browns selected Grant Delpit. Now, what's so good about this pick is that the Browns were able to trade down, get a free 5th rounder, and still take Delpit. I was shocked the Browns took Delpit because I wanted him more than anything. More than anything. You can watch my reaction to it. I wanted him more than anything. What really sold Delpit for me was when he played against my Florida Gators earlier in the college football season, and he was just outstanding. Was all over the field, was presence at the line of scrimmage, could drop back in coverage, was just phenomenal in all phases on defense. The only problem people have with him is he misses a lot of tackles. But in the national championship game against Clemson, he had 10 tackles and did not miss a single one of them. Delpit definitely needs to improve on that, and it's not good that that's a thing because as Browns fans, we do know we've had a lot of people struggle with tackles in the past. But he does have the build and the athleticism to go ahead and fix that. And I really feel like this is a great pick. He can play both safety positions. He's also quick laterally as well. He could also go ahead, and I see him developing around playing slot corners, around like that. He fits perfectly into Joe Woods' cover 3 scheme. And there's just so much to like about him. He was voted the best defensive back in college football, despite last year not even being that good of a season compared to what he did in 2018. He was injured for a lot of the year and still put together a very solid season. He was a day 1 talent the Browns stole in the 2nd round. A fantastic pick. I give it an A just because of the tackling problems. Not completely perfect. There were other safeties on the board. I wanted him more than anything. But I'm just going to give it an A, not an A+, because of that tackling reasons. Now we head into pick 3. It was round 3, 88th overall, Jordan Elliott, who I view as a very solid player for this Browns defense. The Browns traded down with the Saints and got a 3rd rounder for next year. Very valuable. I really like this pick a lot, and the reason is the Browns need depth. They really, really need depth. Now, defensive tackle in particular, the Browns definitely needed some help last year, as once Myles Garrett left, there was just no production on that defensive line whatsoever. Sheldon Richardson was getting double-teamed. Vernon couldn't get anything going. Ogunjobi couldn't get anything going. And Chad Thomas certainly couldn't get anything going. You say, why not pick an edge rusher? Well, I feel like the Browns needed help stopping the run. And what is something Jordan Elliott does? He stops the run. Not only that, he's a great pass rusher as well. He's actually known more for his pass rushing ability. Since 2017, according to Pro Football Focus, he was the highest graded defensive tackle against the run as well as, pass rushing. That's just phenomenal. Had 8.5 tackles for loss last year, had a very productive collegiate career, played his first year at Texas before transferring over to Missouri. I love this pick. I give it an A. Browns needed depth very badly. Great pick. Now, the second pick in the third round coming from the Duke Johnson trade, we have Jacob Phillips, inside linebacker from LSU at 97th overall. The only problem I have about this pick is that they may have picked him a little bit too early. I know a lot of Browns fans, especially the ones that are Buckeye fans as well, wanted Malik Harrison, and he would have been the better pick at 97th overall. But I do view Jacob Phillips as the better fit for the Browns defense. We were seeing exactly how the Browns want to go about this 2020 season. They want sure tacklers that could stop the run, at linebacker at least. We saw someone as Joe Schobert that struggled against the run and struggled with tackling people consistently. We saw him go away. The Browns did not meet his asking price. Now we have Jacob Phillips, who's pretty much the exact opposite player. Isn't too well in coverage, but is fantastic against the run. Had 113 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, and only missed 3.4% of his tackles. That is insane. Insane, especially at that position. The Browns view him as a great fit at that weak side linebacker position next to Mack Wilson. I love the pick. I just feel like it should have been a little bit later, which is why it deserves a B+ and not an A+. I mean, I could see if you take this pick all the way down to B- just because he was a day 3 talent taken in day 2. But the Browns wanted to make sure they got him. Great run stopper, and we know coverage doesn't matter when determining great linebackers because Steelers fans view Devin Bush as an elite linebacker even though he gave up 5 touchdowns in coverage last year. And if I could take a shot at the Steelers, I am. There's my shot at them. Now we go on to the Browns' 5th pick. It happened in the 4th round, 115th overall. The Cleveland Browns selected Harrison Bryant, which I give this grade, my lowest grade, a B-. Consider, even though he did win the nation's best tight end award, I view this as a big boomer bust kind of pick. Now, this is perfect for Kevin Stefanski's system. He runs 2 tight end sets, so obviously you need more than just Hooper and Njoku. So getting another tight end that's very good in the receiving game is key. Now, he did have 7 drops last year, which is a little bit concerning, but still, 65 receptions for 1,004 yards and 7 touchdowns is no joke at all. 6'5", 240, a lot of scouts think that he needs to put on some weight, which is understandable. I mean, he does stack up pretty good collegiately, but at the NFL level, scouts want him to get to 250 in order to be that good blocker. He was a solid blocker at FAU, but that's a smaller conference. People view him that he has to put on some weight to be a solid blocker at the NFL level. We will see about that. The reason why I grade it so low, small school, big risk, a little bit high for me, a little bit of a reach, but that is okay. He can develop and play a huge role in this offense under Kevin Stefanski. Round 5, this is a free pick, so I can't really rag on it too much. It is Nick Harris, center out of Washington. He also played some guard there as well. He only allowed 2 sacks and over 900 snaps against in pass protection there. Very, very solid. 3-time All-Pac-12, 2-time first-team Pac-12. Again, more depth. In a perfect world, not everyone's going to be healthy. So I do like this. He's going to be backing up J.C. Tretter. Can make a run at right guard, perhaps. We will see. I give it a B. I feel like there are other positions or other spots on that O-line that could have used more depth. Maybe someone that was an actual guard, or maybe on defensively like an edge rusher or a corner, or maybe another linebacker. But that is okay. It was a free pick. Nick Harris was pretty solid, was really quick in his game at Washington. I give it a B. It's a solid pick. It's not a great pick, but it's a solid pick. It's a B. And last but not least, the steal of the draft. Round 6, 187th overall, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Remember the name. 6 touchdowns last year with terrible quarterback play. Michigan did not give him one good quarterback in his collegiate career. And that definitely affected his stats. Did not put up monster stats whatsoever, which is why he fell to day 3. I view him as a day 2 talent. especially if he had a good quarterback, which now he does have an NFL quarterback, the dude that set the rookie touchdown record, Baker Mayfield, giving him another weapon to work with. Not only is Donovan Peoples-Jones a solid receiver, he also is a return specialist. He had 2 punt returns for touchdowns in his collegiate career at Michigan. I know a lot of Ohio State fans wanted KJ Hill, but drop the bias, guys. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a beast. Had a 44.5-inch vertical. Ran a 4.40. I view him as a potential red zone presence, a guy that has a similar play style as Allen Robinson. I mean, I really love this pick. He could develop into that number 3 receiver the Browns are looking for. I really want Rashard Higgins back, but if he doesn't come back, the Browns do have a solid number 3 or a number 4 option at receiver. So, there's my full pick-by-pick analysis. Now, what do I give this grade? I would give it an A-. The Browns definitely secured the needs of linebacker, offensive line, being tackle in particular, and safety. Nailed all 3 of those, got some depth, got some other key players and pieces on this team. I don't think they did everything perfectly, certainly not, but they did do fairly well, which is why I give them an A-. And also, when I did tally up all my grades, actually, I didn't say Donovan Peoples-Jones grade. A+ for him, if you didn't understand that. But I really think that the Browns did a solid job. A-. When I tallied up all the grades, I got a 91.7. So that's an A-. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more football content. This is our ZFL Sports. Go Brownies.